What is going on YouTube? Patrick here, and in today's video we're doing what sold. Of course, last week was amazing, right? It was my best sales week in 2.5 years. I'm still riding high from that. This last week, not as good. Mostly because I didn't list that much stuff, you guys, right? I really truly believe that eBay's search algorithm is based on how many items you're listing every week. I listed 10 items last week, which is half of the week before, and most of what I listed was super easy to do. Reasoning being is that I had my second COVID vaccine, and it messed me up, you guys. I had bad flu symptoms. And so I didn't do any listings Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday last week. I barely had enough energy to film on Thursday to do my what sold last week and get all that stuff done. And then I was able to get a couple items listed on Thursday and Friday, but like I said, only 10 items, so not a lot. That being said, did have 17 sales still last week, so like solid sales week. And total sales was $552. So like not exactly the $700 goal that I'm looking for every week, but I'll take it, especially after the week before we had such a fabulous week. So let's get into it here. All right, there we go. So there's the first item up on the screen. This is a board game. I had got this at Goodwill last spring, I believe. They put out a bunch of board games. Looked like somebody was downsizing their collection, so we were able to hit them at just the right time, which was really good. I think I ended up getting this for $2. I thought maybe I would either keep this for myself or give it to a friend or sell it on eBay if it had some value. Nobody really wanted it. And at the time, I was like, I'm not really interested in keeping it. It was more of a children's game. So I was like, all right, put this up on eBay. It sat for a while, but did finally sell for $10. Like I said, I was into this for $2. So not a bad little flip. All right, item number two. This actually I may have purchased from a viewer. I'm not sure if she's watching or not. I had found this on, well, let's start with why did I buy this? I found a YouTube video from somebody who I've been following lately. I think it's the Homeschool Picker, and she was talking about these Black & Decker Space Saver things. So, of course, what did I do? I went to Facebook Marketplace and searched for it, and I found one. This lady was asking $10 for it, and I was like, well, if I can sell it for 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, something like that, I want to get it. It was in a little bit rough shape. Not too bad, not too bad. And like I said, it was only $10. So you guys can see the sale price there, $80. Great flip for $10. Thank you. If you're watching these videos, thank you for selling this to me. I wasn't really sure if I was going to keep it or what. Did end up selling it for $80, so very happy with that. All right, third item this week is a tennis racket bag. I buy these if I can find them. I don't usually see them too often, maybe like one or two a year. And I'm very picky on these because they're big. If you guys have seen any of the videos, including mine, about how to ship Guitar Hero, I ship this the same way. I took two of those USPS priority mailboxes, not flat rate, and I just sandwiched them together. And then that fit over. I had to scrunch it down a little bit to make it skinny, but I protected it with a couple of poly bags and then smushed it in there, and it fit in perfectly. So it ended up costing about $20 to ship, something like that. And you guys can see I sold this for $40. I think I had it listed at one time for $50. I moved it down to $40, and then it finally sold. I originally thought this was only going to be worth maybe $25 or $30, so it actually sold for a little bit more than that. And it cost me about $6 at Goodwill last year, I think. It ended up sitting in storage, just not being listed for a long time, which that's on me. I should have listed this a long time ago. But it's sold now, so pretty happy about that. All right, item number 4 is a video game. This was from that amazing sale that I went to, about 2 weeks ago now. And I had gotten some cameras, those Polaroid cameras, and a bunch of PlayStation 1 video games. This was in that lot. So I thought it was worth $20, sold it for $20. And I think she wanted 50 cents a game for these things. So easy pickup when it's a video game and it's only 50 cents, right? All right, up next. This item, I think, may be a good little learning item for everybody because you're not going to see these very often, but if you do, I think you should pick them up. This is a time clock, right? So you would take your time card and feed it in, and it would record the time and date on there that you checked into work, punched into work, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, I don't see these very often, but maybe once a year I find one, maybe twice a year, something like that. So far, they've always been worth money. And this one I got at Savers. I think it was $10, something like that. It may have been $6.99. I've written down in here $8, so maybe it was $7.99. And I thought it was going to be maybe a $50 item. I knew it didn't have, they're supposed to have a key on the back so you can open it up and change the time, whatever other settings you want to do. It didn't have the key. You can get them on eBay for about 10 bucks. So I was like, I'm going to go for the full value of 50 and see if somebody will buy it. I started getting offers in like the $25 range. So then when I got one in like I think I got it for like $37, $36. Of course, what did I do? A countered offer. And I said, how about in the $42 range? And you can see, I think it sold for $42.50. So not too bad there. And like I was into it for $8. So great flip, easy to sell. Took a couple weeks, but definitely a good learning. Look out for these things. You'll probably find one at some point. All right, item number 6 this week is one of those little finger pulse slash oximeters. I don't know what you call it. Goes on your finger. They do it at the doctor's office, the hospital. A lot of times you can see this one had a lanyard on it. They wear it around their neck. They put it on your finger and check it really quickly. I found a bag of these at Savers a few weeks back for like $5. Didn't know if they had any value, but I just that the reseller sense was tingling, you guys, right? So I bought them, started listing them for $10 each, and I've sold 2 of them already. So right, I already paid $5, and I've sold up $20 worth of stuff, and I still have 2 more of them to sell. So it was only, I think, $1.25 for this thing. Great, easy little flip. All right, number 7 this week is a VCR. I'm sure that these are going to be less and less common out in the wild as more and more people start to buy them, because the value on them has just gone up from where it used to be just a few years ago, and it's consistently now in like the $40 to $60 range. Well, maybe even $30. If you have the remote, of course, it's going to help. $30, I'd say, is base value for like a stereo VCR, and then it goes up from there. These Panasonics, you can see it's got that blue line right through the where the VHS tape would have gone. They're good sellers, you guys. They are good, solid sellers. You got to be willing to ship that bigger item, though. We all got into like the DVD VHS combo players a few years ago, and I think that's what we're all going to be into now, is also these VCRs. So I was into this for $5, and it sold for $50. So yeah, be on the lookout for these things, guys. They are fantastic sellers. All right, number 8, Book Lot. This was from, I think, the first live footage I did from like the main season. It was like this day of estate sale. So it was a good while back now, maybe like 6 weeks, 8 weeks ago. I'm not really sure. We went to 3 estate sales, and I ended up going back the next day to see if these books were still there, and they were. There was just a ton of these Louis L'Amour books and William Johnstone books, and she sold me the entire table full of books for $40. This has been a great seller. I love selling big lots of books, especially if it's by one author. I've done very well doing that. And so I'm going to be on the lookout, especially for Louis L'Amour. Those things sold so fast. I probably could have charged more for them, but I was happy with the sales. So for this, I think I ended up I assigned a value because I bought a whole table of these things, so it's hard to really tell how much they were. I thought they were worth about $1.25 each. These ended up selling for $1 each at $15, and I was into it for $5. Right? There's nothing to fix on these. There's nothing to test on them. You just got to take a picture and put them in a box. Boom, they ship media mail. Easy. Love this type of sale. All right, item number 9, I think. This is a little toy lot. Oh my God, I bought so much stuff from this sale. It was a bunch of video game stuff and a couple of boxes of toys. They wanted $1 for all of these Zoom Zooms. I just bought them. I didn't know if there was any value in them or not. I thought they were cool. I have sold some in the past, but I couldn't remember how much I had sold them for. But I was like, for $1, this is going to be worth it. I love to sell these kinds of toys. And what I discovered, there was 32 of them. They're worth about 50 cents each. So I wanted to get about 16. They sold for 15. I'm pretty happy with that, right? For $1 into $15, I don't mind that at all. All right, item number 10, I think, actually. Video game from a local comic book shop. I love this place. They've consistently had some really cool stuff out for reasonable prices. This was $5. I thought I could sell it for $20, and it was for sale for a few weeks, and finally I took a best offer of $16. Not bad. Not bad. All right. Oh, so this is kind of a niche I'm starting to break into, which is these cordless phones. I was worried that they wouldn't be working because whenever I've had these in the past, like years and years ago, I would move and they'd go into storage, the batteries would die, and you'd have to either throw them away or buy a new battery, which was just about as much money as buying a new one. So I was really worried I was going to have that problem. And I don't know, maybe I still will. But I got lucky with this set. It worked perfectly. The batteries seemed to be holding their charge. Sold it for $40, which is about what I thought I was going to sell for. And I was only into it for $2.99, I think. So great flip. All right, item number 12, I believe. Disney Infinity. This is a Captain America figure, which there's a couple different ones out there. This one I realized was a little bit more on the rare side, so priced it accordingly. It took a little while. It sat for a while, but it did eventually sell. You guys, I think everybody's kind of overlooking Infinity, or at least they were last year, because the value had bottomed out. They had gone really far down. Well, what that means, though, is that you're going to be able to get them for pretty cheap because nobody's going to be buying them. You may be even able to find them late in the day and negotiate a really good deal on them. Get them cheap. They usually, though, sell them in lots, especially grouped by type like Avengers or Star Wars, that kind of thing. You should be able to do pretty well with them, I think. This guy I was into for $1. I think I got him at Savers with a whole bunch of other Infinity figures, and he sold for $10 plus shipping. So, right, nice little bread and butter item there. Okay. Up next is the sale of the week. This one I found at Savers as soon as I came in one morning. I'm sure I got it on video. I remember putting it up a few weeks back. Couldn't believe I found it. It looks very similar to one of the ones that was in the I think season 4 of Stranger Things. Maybe it was season 3. I can't remember. Whatever the last one that had aired was. I just knew it was going to have some value. I think I did look it up while I was in the store just to make sure. I think it was priced at $9.99, and I was like, it might be worth over $100. It probably would have been if the antenna was intact, and I think I could have repaired it with adding a new antenna on there, and it could have sold for a little bit more. I wasn't interested in doing that. That's not really my reseller style right now. It's more about finding things that I don't have to worry about, listing it, and selling it. And I'm not in repair mode right now, I guess. That's more wintertime. And even then, I haven't been doing a lot of repairs. More about just selling things that work, getting it up listed and selling it. So like I said, $9.99. Originally, I had priced it with that broken antenna at $100, and I ended up taking a best offer of $90. So really happy to sell that one. All right. This is from that same sale that I got the Disney Tsum Tsum toys from. This is a Valve Steam controller used for use with, I think, almost any system where you could map it to, because I think it's Bluetooth, or even if you wanted to, you can use the dongle. This one doesn't have the USB dongle on it, but then it would work really well with like a PC, right? You can plug it into that. Great sale. I think they had it at $3 or $5. I can't remember exactly what it was priced at. I put it in at $6 and sold it for $50. So holy cow, I love finding this type of stuff where it's just cheap and it's super easy to flip. Yeah, great little flip there. I apparently really like to say that. I should make up shirts that say great little flip there. All right, getting to the end. We'll do this one quick. Another of these book lots, the William Johnstone. The last one sold for $15. This one actually had 16 books and sold for $20. It actually sold within like a day of me listing it. Who knows what goes on with these things? I'm not going to question it. I'm very happy to sell it. Again, this was $5 for all these books and sold it for $20. So easy flip. Second to last item this week, you guys. This is another PlayStation game from the same place I got the previous PlayStation game, that the Metal Gear Solid game that I sold earlier, and I told you about a little earlier in this video. So again, 50 cents for this one. This one sold for $25. So I still am in disbelief that I found all this stuff at that sale and I've sold it for just an amazing amount of money. All right, up last this week is another book lot. This one's Animorphs, which is actually from the same sale that I got that Mega Man game a second ago from. She wanted 50 cents a book, I think, for children's books. So this would have been $5.50. So it's a little bit on the higher side for books. I had already bought I was already going to get all those video games. I got some Dr. Seuss books. I got those cameras that I sold a couple weeks ago for like over $200, right? So like I wasn't going to worry about it at that point. I knew this was going to be a good amount of money for what it was. I figured it'd be about $20 to $25, something like that. Ended up selling it for $18.50. So really not a bad flip. Even at $5.50, it's not the best at $5.50, but solid, easy book sale. Don't mind it at all. All right, you guys, so that is it this week. If that's all you were here for, then thank you for watching. I'm going to do a quick summary of everything we sold. So right now I have 156 items in my eBay store. There are, let's see, I listed 10 items and sold 17 last week. Total sales was $552. And my original valuation was $586. So I was a little bit on the high side this week as far as like I overvalued some of this stuff. That's okay. It's going to be hit or miss some weeks. And then cost of goods sold actually was only $81. So like actually a really low week for cost of goods sold. Don't mind that at all. And then fees is going to be about $86. So on the cost side, it's going to be about $167, something like that. Not bad at all. Spent 6 hours sourcing for did about an hour on Friday night and then about 5 hours on garage sales on Saturday. I spent only 2 hours listing last week, you guys, right? Just was still just so sick from my second COVID vaccine. It was not fun. We spent about 2.5 hours doing shipping, and I actually did not spend any time doing research last week, which that's another category I spend where I'm looking items up that I purchased, doing all of my bookkeeping, that kind of stuff. I just did not want to be in front of the computer any more than I had to. So total into it was about 11 hours. Not bad. Dividing everything together, it's going to get me at about $36 an hour in profits. I don't mind that at all, right? My minimum usually that I want is 30. So anytime I'm at that or above it, I'm having a good week. So very happy with the week we had. All right, you guys. Well, that'll do it this week. Smash that like button if you've enjoyed this. And if you're interested in subscribing, please do. If you're just here to watch, thank you for watching. I do appreciate all the viewers out there. I've been having fun doing YouTube, and I hope you've been having fun watching this. So once again, my name is Patrick, and thank you very much.